Email number 1 comes from Milton, and Sherry writes in, have you thought of the repercussions and how they will affect the people of Pennsylvania with your cash assistance cut? How will it affect the parents that are working, trying to survive, or better yet, single parents who don't get support from the deadbeat mom or dad? Why would you kick somebody that's already down? Sherry's referring to the cash assistance program was about $200 a month that people were receiving.
It was $200 a month.
And that was
we were one of
out.
only about 15 states that actually did that. Mm-hmm. A lot of states don't do that at all. And what has happened is, let me go back to the pension issue. $500 million more went to pensions this year. Could that have covered cash assistance if we didn't have to do that? Yeah, we could have. We didn't have good choices. Number one choice, get more revenue. Well, we're trying to do that by growing the economy. Number two choice, we could tax more. Well, that doesn't help grow the economy as far as I'm concerned. And I made a promise we weren't going to increase taxes. We were going to try and increase jobs and get more revenue that way. So we had to look across the board at areas of where money could be saved. So, do we understand it? Yes. It's not something that we want to do.
Yeah, Sherry, I opened by asking if you thought about the repercussions, and I think the answer is, of course,
clearly.
right?
We thought about it very, very clearly. How do we reduce our spending? And that was one area because it was not a requirement in law to be done. It was more of a generosity on the part of the state that had developed over the years. But just so everybody understands that's listening to this, we did eliminate the cash portion. We did not eliminate the medical assistant portion. So individuals receiving that medical benefit will continue to receive the medical benefit. And I think in newspaper accounts that I have seen, that has been confused. They're saying we just got rid of the whole thing. No, we didn't. We got rid of the $200 per person that were eligible for that.
Right. Sherry, I hope that answers your question. We're moving on to Frackville, and Jesse writes in, I am a working-class individual that is an inventor of renewable energy sources. What can you do for me in this capitalist society to start a small business? I'm not going to read the rest of the email because it sort of goes into an infomercial where Jesse is trying to sell the whole concept to the state and maybe try to get a contract with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. But the broader question is about business startups, particularly in this renewable energy field. Any thoughts on that?
Well, first off, Jesse, let me go back to what you eliminated there. When the state buys something, it has to go through a procurement process. And I can't tell you how many people that I know who have said, well, if you just help me in this one category, my business will really grow, and then I'll have the money to compete better. We can't quite do it that way. It would be nice if we could, but we have a procurement code that we have to follow. But when it comes to new businesses, first off, Jesse, I hope you'll take a look at our website. Go to the Department of Community and Economic Affairs page of the website. A great deal of information on how to get a business started. And that's, if you haven't talked to the people there, please give them a call because they will be able to do that. We are always encouraging new businesses. I just, since we were here last, I think, in fact, I'm pretty sure, I went to California.
Right. Silicon Valley, correct?
Silicon Valley. Yeah. On a trade mission. I took 20 new small businesses with me who are engaged in high technology to go out there and try and meet with the huge venture capitalist community that's out in Silicon Valley to get some money to grow their businesses. These were mostly from southwestern Pennsylvania, connected with the high technology program down there. So we are always looking for ways to try and help you grow. We don't know those who are out there if they don't raise their hand and say, we're here, come into the Department of Community Economic Development. There is a Small Business Administration also has a program for small businesses of how to get them up and running. When it comes to renewables, frankly, renewables, it's going to be a little tough time right now for renewables in Pennsylvania with our natural gas.
Right.
Because, people who are consuming energy are going to look at what the cost is. And the cost of natural gas has gone down so much, the cost of energy there.
And it should stay down for the next 150 years or so,
like
they
that,
say, yes.
Long after we're gone, that if you come up with a renewable program, and I'll give you one in a minute, it's going to have to be one that is going to have a cost benefit and is not necessarily being subsidized. And I'll give you the one. The one is a company called Acquion, a startup company out of CMU. DCED helped them with a grant. They're going to pretty soon be employing 400 people, I think. And they have the technology, and I can talk about this publicly now. They have the technology, they believe, to create a battery to store the electricity that is coming from wind and solar. Mm. Well, that's extremely important because that's the bridge to lower the cost of those two renewable energies. And they're going to be building a facility out in Westmoreland County here, I think in the process of it right now.